These are the two teams that we started with at the beginning of the season, and these are the two teams that we will be ending with this season. A division final. It is Empire up against the Lock Monsters. Welcome to the Rshl. Daniel Wilson here. Evil Empire appearing in their 5th consecutive final and have still not accumulated a Carolina Cup, and they're still looking for one for several years now. The good news is it is neither against the Whalers and the now defunct Benders, but they are going up against a very formidable team nonetheless, the Lock Monsters, who have won 4 consecutive cups in the B division. They gotten so good they had to be moved up to the A division, and they have gelled in very well. But how will they fare with their defense? So let's go to the breakdown. Let's go to the Evil Empire. It is going to be Greg Parlanti in the net. He can make some very big stops. It does have to rely a little bit on his defense, though. He does have a high save percentage of 91.4, though 3 on the goal against average, which tells me he's been facing a lot of shots. So the defense will have to step it up a little bit here, try to give him some support. Though he has been known to communicate very well with his directions to everyone out on the floor. For the Lock Monsters, there's a lot that I could choose from here, but we're going to make this one a goaltender matchup as we'll head into the net. They have been splitting goaltender duties between Harley Hankinson and Dave Story, but both their numbers have not been so well. Hankinson had, out of 4 games, come out with a 78.7 save percentage and a 5.75 on the goal against average. Well, Dave Story, his numbers have been better, but still not that great nonetheless, with an 86.25 on the save percentage and 3.67 on goal against average. So we may have just finally found a weakness in the Lock Monsters, and I don't really blame it on the goaltending because both of them are very talented goaltenders. It may be because that the defense are having trouble keeping up with the pace in the A division. So with that out of the way, it is time to get ourselves a new A division champion, and it is coming up next. Officials to this game: Brian Hooks at center and Dave Stella on the boards. This is the matchup we started with at the beginning of the season, and this is the one that will end the season as we are underway in the A division final. Clearing out as Gian Greco will take a look, passes up to Reich, he'll play it upwards to Lindley, crosses again. Back to Lindley, left half-end boards. Look at a double team, crosses. Centers up one more time for Reich, and that one is knocked away. Lindley in the left corner getting double teamed. Getting pinned up. Tries to escape, centers up, nobody there. Picking up, looking at a forechecker, will play it off the boards. DiGiacomo couldn't hold on for very long. Lindley crosses, trying to escape, and that will roll just wide of the crease. Between Lindley over on the left circle, looks for a centering pass, intercepted. They'll try to clear it out. Kept in play by Lindley, up to right backhand. Blocker save by Dave Story. Reich on the half-end boards. Back it goes, and a shot by Jocks, and that goes wide. It will be cleared out by Meister, and the Empire will tag up. Jocks takes a look.
Go, go, go.
Off a foot, turnover. Tries center up, blocked, tries one more time. It will be slotted away by a diving Reich, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Between Hoffman and Lindley, save with a glove by Story. Tie up on the draw. Lockmonsters have control. Not for long. That one goes high at the net. Rich trying to get a second chance. Knocked away by Kevin Frost. Back the other way. Schafter trying to push it to the other corner. We picked up by the number 24, Steve Marino. Upwards in the slot, and a low save by Parlanti. Sean Cassidy on the left end will carry himself through center, looking at a triple team. He'll drop it over to Mike Rich. He'll take it towards the center. Trying to hold on for control, shooking off the ball. But Cassidy trying to hold on, can't control it. Back the other way we go. Lockmonsters will clear out. Kamoshi trying to chase it down. He will beat it out. Play it around the boards over to Cassidy. Or that is Marino, pardon me. Up it goes, and it hits the ceiling. It'll come back inside the Empire zone. Looks like they're instead going to put it on the center line. They can't quite determine where it went off of. It'll go back to Kevin Frost for the Lockmonsters, places off the boards. Again, the Empire trying to look for their first title in about 5 years. And that was way offside, as Dan Gold was a little too eager to get into the play. Toss up. A battle for control picked up by the Lockmonsters. DiGiacomo trying to look for a drop. Nobody available. And that is clearly offside. And that should have been a whistle. That he clearly touched it across the line. But we're gonna play on. Picked up by Lindley. He'll pull back along with DiGiacomo, and just kept in play. It was heading towards me. Story trying to decide what to do, and he decides to hold on for a face-off. And toss up, here's a shot, and that one hits someone and it goes into the ceiling. Toss up, goes back to Marino at the point. Chased down by DiGiacomo. Was that a high stick? They say no. Playing for control at the left circle. Drop pass to DiGiacomo. He'll play it off the boards. Up to Dangold. One-on-one with Jux. Tries to center up. Looking for control. It is fought for, and Parlanti has it.
You got it. You got it. Give him a minute 20.
They'll go back to the Empire. They'll just clear it out. Maybe a chance here. They can erase it down. Unable, picked up by Mitch Stevens. Take it around behind his own net, and we'll play it upwards over to Kevin Ebner. Ebner holding on, now passes right. Centers again, and tried a one-timer, tries again. What a save by Parlanti! A great read on that play, and here they come 2-on-2 the other way. It's going to be Lindley holding on. Centers up for Cassidy. Cassidy tries to go slot, now pass back to Lindley at the left circle. Being chased down, drop pass over to Marino, gets it back. Lindley winds up, slap pass, one-timer save by Story. Here's Kamoshi, shot, and that one is stopped and it hit the ceiling. Tie up on the circle. It's going to go to Hoffman. Right circle, try center up, and it goes straight to the glove of Story. Tie up, goes back to the point, and shot by Kamoshi is blocked. Marino up to Mike Rich. Couldn't handle it, it'll go all the way around to Frost. Stick handles around a couple, and runs into the official. And he has no choice but to dump it down to the opposite corner. Marino's going to play it upwards. Can Frost save it? Yes, he can. And the shot blocked by Rich. Ebner to Frost. We'll play it across one more time. Centers up for Ebner. Holds up on the shot. Trying to look for some room. Drop pass over to Frost. Winds up. Here's a shot through traffic. It's blocked. One more time. Just a little wide to Parlanti. Kamoshi will pick it up for the Empire over to Hoffman. Hoffman up to Rich. Rich is just going to dump it to the opposite corner. That'll give the Empire a chance to change. And the Lock Monsters will change some of their forwards up as well. And it'll go down floor as they're going to take an icing on this play.
Yeah, we're ready, okay?
Tie up, still looking for control, and now when it goes straight to Story, and he makes the save. Trying to clear around, Lindley has it. Trying to look for a way out of that zone, and they unable to get through, still in. Lindley tries to cross over, intercepted. Intended to get that to Galt, misses him, and Kamoshi will pick it up for the Empire. 4:45, still no score in the first. Tries to pick it up, intercepted by Meister, tried to pass it to Giacomo, and we'll go to the left corner. To Giacomo. We'll take it by Ned, trying to feed it to the slot. Didn't have anyone ready for it yet. So look around, and it looks like it went off the foot of official Brian Hooks. They'll take it back behind the net. Gian Greco up to Lindley. Lindley along with Reich. Looking at three defenders, trying to look for some help. Drop pass. Here's a shot by Gian Greco that was blocked. Here's Reich, but it's picked up by Meister. He'll play it around the boards. Dan Galt moves in, trying to keep the play alive for the Lock Monsters. Back to Lindley for the Empire shot. He scores! Sniper shot, top right corner. Lindley gets the Empire on the board. Kevin Frost will pick it up for the Lock Monsters. That was just a great shot to the top right corner. Here's a shot wide of the net. Centers up one more time, intercepted. Back the other way they go. Hoffman will play it off the boards, trying to avoid the number 21, Mitch Stevens. And Frost trying to play it around, went off his own net. It will be picked up on the left circle, trying to fight for control. And now the Lock Monsters have it, looking at three defenders. Stevens trying to look for some help, and a backhand stick save by Parlanti. Back the other way, tries to go up to Rich, try to look for a one-on-one with Frost, but that pass is a little too far for him. And now pin on the boards for Mike Rich, but Frost will escape. He'll play upwards over towards Ryan Shafter. Here's a shot, and it was blocked, and it hits the ceiling. Shot pass, Kamoshi, and the shot goes high. As it'll go around the boards, Brian McLaren. And that one hits the ceiling again, and this one's going to stay inside the Lock Monster zone. And McLaren, a former bender, and was picked up by the Lockmonsters during the offseason. And centers up. One more time. And a great save by Dave Story. Trying to go tic-tac-toe, but Story kept up with the pace and makes a crucial save for the Lockmonsters.
With the bio guy.
Back it goes towards Marino. He'll backhand it up, and he'll have to give it up to Brian McLaren. Oh, bad turnover. Here's Jan Greco. Close up and a great save by Story from the shot. Point blank from Brian Lindley. Back over to Marino. Winds up. We'll give it back over to Lindley. Tries to avoid Kevin Frost. Tries to pin him up. Centers up one more time for Marino, but knocked away. Race down to the other end with less than a minute remaining. Turnover here. Shot. Great save by Greg Parlanti. What a save with a glove.
Nice job, Greg.
That is going to be on the highlight reel tonight. Wow. As that one will go out. McLaren will dump it back down with 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Parlanti just saved a goal for the Empire off a turnover. It's Marino. Will play it upwards over to Jan Greco. Turns over one more time. Blocked by Reich. Down it goes. And that will be it for the first period. As they're going to have one last shot. So Lindley with the only goal of the game. And Parlanti with a spectacular save to keep this a 1-0 game for the Empire. We switch sides for the second, and the Empire feeling really good right now, both offensively and defensively. Especially Parlanti with that marvelous save as they go behind the net to see Empire continue their attack. And swatted down, but he can't play it. That would be a hand pass. And now it's free game for them. Here they come the other way. It is Patrick Barbado, centers to another save by Parlanti. The shot coming from Kevin Ebner.
That's good. We're in the program.
And it'll be back over to the Lockmonsters. Mitch Stevens tries a long shot, save, trying to get a rebound, unable to get it off. We'll play it back over to McLaren, and we got a whistle here. And it went out of play, and they say it went off a Lockmonster, so it's coming out.
Sorry, good look.
And Reich wins another face-off, tries to play it back over to Jocks. Jan Greco passes to Lindley. Great pass over to Jan Greco, and another save by Story. Find that rebound, and a great save by Story. And this one's going down for icing.
Wow.
Well, he's been having a great game despite the one goal. It was just a great shot from the point. But he has made some spectacular saves. We have a great goaltending matchup. Back it goes. Marino will push it to the corner. Frost around over to Reich. We'll drop it back to Jocks. There's a shot, save by Story. Trying to look for a rebound, and another save by Story. And played upwards, knocked down. Marino winds up in a shot, save by Story. He's been looking at a barrage of shots this period. As they'll try to center up one more time. It'll be picked up by Keith Meister. Knocked down. And turned over back the other way, Lindley, along with Jan Greco. Ryan Reich will join the play on the other side. He'll get a pass on the left circle. He'll get a double team. One-handed shot and a save. Knocked away. Try to center up for Reich one more time. Did he get it? Can't see where it is. Yeah, he did score. I didn't see. I thought that he had it in the glove, but it squeaked by, and that will be a goal. I believe it is to Reich. I couldn't quite see if that ball has squeaked through, but it did, and it's 2-0 Empire. And it'll be Kevin Frost as the Log Monsters offense has been, well, they have been getting some offensive chances, but they've been stuck in their defensive zone for quite a bit as Frost tries to pin up Mike Rich. Gets a double team, tries to go back to Kamoshi, shot goes high and wide. Hoffman holding on, looking at two defenders. And now decides taking himself to the corner, looking at Keith Meister. Tries to set her up, blocked by Frost. He'll try to cross, back to Marino. Oh, backhanded down the floor. Nobody available for him. And it will be, looks like McLaren. And a good pass. Tried to get it over to Dan Galt. A little too far, and it's going to be covered up by Parlanti.
My time.
If that's going to be one way that the Lock Monsters get out of their defensive zone, they'll take it.
Trying to get that field back forward. Keep it up, Greg.
And we have a little timeout here. One of the officials getting a little bit of repairs done. So the clock has been stopped at 9:47. And that's official Brian Hooks. And just getting some repairs done, and then we're going to continue on.
That's probably the most talented I have in this entire place. It's your fault. It's not your fault. Hey, what is it? We're doing our job. We're doing our job.
And it's going to be back over to McLaren for the Lock Monster shot wide of the net. Hits the makeshift wall there that I have mentioned in the other game that during a roller hockey game a couple weeks ago during the warm-ups, someone had made a slap shot and it actually broke the glass. So that piece is there for all the games. And a turnover for Lindley. Shot, he scores! Another costly turnover, and Lindley takes advantage of it, and he will get his second of the game. It's going to be Kevin Frost on the left side looking at Jocks. Forced to the outside, tries to go to the net. Blocked off the safety netting. It'll be back over to the Empire, or backhanded over to Reich. Reich along with Rich, drop pass, shot wide of the net. Picked up by Hoffman. Tries to go behind the net. It is Reich. Reich, wrap around. That one hits something. It's kicked out by Meister, and here comes Dan Gold along with Tony DiGiacomo. Looking at three black jerseys, tries a shot into the corner. DiGiacomo takes a look at Eric Hoffman and will play back to the point. Here's a shot. That's high and wide from Mitch Stevens. Mike Rich will try to pick it up for the Empire.
Run it.
Brian Reich, 2-on-1 if they can hurry. It's blocked off. Good defensive play on the back check. Picked up by Mike Rich. Winds up, tried the shot blocked by DiGiacomo. Stevens will take it behind his own net as we are nearing the halfway point of this game. 3-0 Empire. But we've still got plenty of time left. DiGiacomo tries to go around, went off a foot, and it's going to go over towards Lindley. They're trying to catch him in the middle of the change. Lindley still holding on. He'll just backtrack, wait for an option, knock back over to Kevin Frost. Ryan Shafter pushes through, he goes down. A penalty will be called against the Empire, and the Empire disagree with it, but it's going to be a tripping call against him.
Ryan, you want to stay? Or? All right. Weak. 2-4 trip. Weak.
So we will get our first power play of the game for the Log Monsters, and it's a much needed one. So Marino called on the trip, and it will be Ebner to win this face-off. Here's the shot, saved by Parlanti to the left corner. Ebner will play back. DiGiacomo back to Frost. Crosses. McLaren tries to go over to DiGiacomo. Gets there. Left circle, plays back to Frost. Takes a look, return to DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo taking a look. Now will pass down left. Tries to set up for Ebner. Bunch of defensemen fighting, and a good block by Reich. And they will clear. And they'll switch out one penalty killer. DiGiacomo will take a look with 1:15 remaining on the power play. He'll lift it up, and Parlanti trying to make sure that he stays near his crease. I mean, a few steps outside the crease is okay, as long as you don't go behind the goal line. Otherwise, that'll be a delay of game. And it will be an attempted clear. That went off a foot. Everybody looking for it. And Sean Cassidy has it. Maybe looking at a shorthanded chance. He's got one here. And a good back check by Tony DiGiacomo. Kevin Frost. Play left over to Dan Galt. Galt will take a look. Here's the warning. And DiGiacomo will play up. Blocked by Reich. And Reich will clear down one more time. There is time for one more push from the Log Monsters on this power play. The Empire going to change one. Upwards over to McLaren. Left is a shot by Galt. Saved and covered up, and that should kill the rest of the penalty.
You good?
I gotta wait for
It's going to be at the drop.
Yeah. I'm going, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, get in there, Steve.
I'll yell go.
You got forwards in there?
Yeah.
Go.
And we are back to full strength. Marino out of the box. And they will just lift it up off the safety netting, and a chance 2-on-1. Goes over to Marino scores! Marino straight out of the box scores! 4-0 Empire!
Nice pass.
It seems like nothing's been going the Log Monsters' way tonight, and that is a feeling that they have not felt in years. Over to Rich. And it'll be back over to Hoffman. They try to look for another. Here's Rich. Plays back over to Marino. Off the boards one more time. Back to Rich. Crosses. Intercepted. And Kamoshi trying to save it. Knocked down by Ryan Shafter. Back the other way. Shafter. Poke check by Mike Rich. Slid into. I don't see a call. Tries to center up. And it deflected off somebody. It'll come back out. Brian Lindley. It goes out of play. And I nearly had a souvenir for myself.
Come on, Mike.
I'll fall that pass.
I'll fall for
I'm trying to get it to you.
It's 4, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to put it up.
Back it goes. It's a shot by Jocks. It goes wide. Off the glass. Back up to Ryan Schaffner. Schaffner will just play down deep. And pretty much no trouble at all, and Parlanti is going to try to fix his drop off to Lindley. It'll play behind the net. Just taking a look at one forechecker, it'll be upwards over to Gian Greco. Gian Greco down the floor. Story trying to drive it away. Dangerous territory. Now they fight for it. Here's Lindley one more time. Left circle. Centers up shot. Glove save by Story. Yeah, he's been wanting a lot more of those this period, but he is going to at least limit the damage here.
Good, boys. You gotta have one.
And it'll be Reich again, left circle. He'll go behind the net. Back it goes to Galt. Playing for possession. Up it goes, and it hits the ceiling with a minute 52 remaining. And whoa, Lindley tried to do a baseball swing on that ball, but here they come the other way. DiGiacomo outside the circle, rolls back, goes to Frost, shot, and that one was tipped into the pad of Parlanti.
Hey, check him! Take it there! See that? Who threw the salt? You didn't have it. How far?
Toss up back to Frost. He'll drop it. Over to McLaren. He'll deb it down to the left corner. Pestered by Jocks down the floor, and it will be an icing.
Keep it up. Let's go, guys. Sniper.
Toss up, it will be back to DiGiacomo. Try to go one to the opposite corner. And here comes the Empire back the other way. It's Hoffman. Hoffman with a shot blocked by Frost. Kamoshi, that one wide of the net. Mike Rich holding on. Now we'll play back over to Jocks. Sean Cassidy. Cassidy over to Kamoshi. We'll give a return to Cassidy. Tries to settle it down. Just saves it. Back to Kamoshi. He'll play one more time. And that is going to be it for the period. So the Empire add a few more to their goal tally, and they are smelling the Carolina Cup now 4-0 after 2. Third period, and the Empire are getting close to their first cup in almost 5 years. They just need to hold on to another 14 minutes, but as evidence of a couple weeks ago, that can change in an instant. As evidence in the Reapers Tropical Depression game we showed. And a bad turnover. Here it's Dan Galt. He has a chance, but pushed off by Kamoshi. Good defensive play. Back on the other way. Goes upwards to Mike Rich. Maybe a chance here. He'll play backwards over to Reich. Crosses. Shot! Great save by Story off the shot from Hoffman. Centers one more time. Does get to Reich, but is pushed off the ball. Back the other way we go. Is Dan Galt one more time. And intended that for Ebner if he wasn't ready for it. And a good keep. Everybody warning Dan Galt of the danger. He'll push it up to Ryan Schaffner. He'll play it back out. And it is going to be no icing here. As Story's going to just push it up. They tag up. The Lock Monsters just looking for an offensive opportunity. They'll take anything at this point. As Reich pushes up, knocked away. He'll drop it over to Marino. He has a goal for the game. Centers up for Reich. Tries a shot. Glove save up high as Lindley goes down, and a penalty will be called against the Lock Monsters. Empire get their extra man. Here's Marino, and touched up, and we'll have a penalty called against the Lock Monsters.
What's the penalty?
Dude, I'm telling you, this is longer than the regular game.
What?
As long as you can, 45 per minute every time.
I didn't know that.
I know what I'm supposed to do. Hey, you go for the next time. You go. Yep.
And back it goes over to Lindley as they will have their first power play of the game. They already have a comfortable lead, so they'll take just about anything to kill that clock. And it's going to be pushed back down the floor. But at this point, I think the Lock Monsters may want to think about attacking shorthanded. And it's going to be a crossover to Brian Lindley. Lindley is just going to take his time and now passes up. Almost got to Reich. Back it goes. Reich one more time on the left half-end boards. And he'll just play it back to Kamoshi. They'll take their time. Lindley back to Reich. He'll center and knocked off the stick, and DiGiacomo is going to take a look and we'll see what they're going to try to do. He's going to circle back. And at some point they're going to have to start attacking, and it's going to be lifted out. And he's going to attempt to attack shorthanded. That's exactly what they got to do. It's Keith Meister. Centers up. Oh, with the shot from Tony DiGiacomo. And now he'll get pinned on the boards. Trying to fight his way out of danger. He'll take it to the left corner. Takes a look at Kevin Frost. Looking for an option with a man down. That's going to be tough. And he'll just set it up for grabs. And here comes a 3-on-1 the other way. And lost control. And back down it goes. And the Lock Monsters just trying to focus on killing the remainder of the penalty now. Crosses. Holds up. Crosses one more time to Lindley. Centers up one more time. Wide open net. He scores! Ryan Wright tallies another on a power play, and it's 5-0 Empire. So Wright will get his second of the game. And the stats show that that is his 9th of the season, so he's just one goal away from not just a hat trick, but from double-digit goals for the season. As Rich is getting pushed along the boards by Kevin Frost. And back it goes. Unable to handle it, they're forced back, but at this point, I don't think they really care. Holds on, crosses, and that goes over to Mike Rich. And Galt lost his stick as they have tried to keep the play alive off of Mike Rich. Kevin Ebner trying to look for a quick goal here. That's blocked. Back the other way, and they're just going to dump it down. Sean Cassidy, left corner. Might have a chance behind the net, looking for a wraparound, holds on. No cross. Here's Jocks. That's wide the net. Picked up by Ebner. And again, they're going to have to try to work quickly here. Down the floor. They say no icing. And Parlanti thought about coming out to play it, but it's going to reach Schaffner. Here's goal with a shot. That's wide. And it's going to be Gian Greco the other way. Here is Reich. Lindley tries to set her up off a foot, and it'll go to the glove of Story. And back to the right corner. Trying to look for an opening, and he intended that one for DiGiacomo. It's now going to be raced between him and Marino. DiGiacomo, circle back. Tries to look for a man getting double teamed. He'll pop up. Who's got this one? It is the Empire. One more time. Looks like Cassidy will play around. That's Hoffman, rather. Hoffman one more time. He'll play it off a body, crosses, tries to get a shot. Glove save! Another spectacular glove save by Parlanti. This has been one thing that the Lock Monsters have been running into. Not only are they having trouble getting out of their own zone, they're looking at a spectacular goaltender this game. Back it goes to Frost. He'll try it. Another save by Parlanti. And tries to tip it in. Unable. John Greco will play it up over to Mike Rich. Turns it over. Centers up. Walks it up. Tries a shot. Knocked away. As we're nearing the halfway point. There's a shot blocked by Kamoshi, and that one goes into the safety netting. In fact, it is stuck in the safety netting, and they'll have a face-off. Drop over to Frost, and a save by Parlanti with the shoulder. Around to Mike Rich. He'll play it around the boards or the Jocks. Jocks take a look, off a foot, does reach Reich. He'll just clear it out just enough to keep it from being icing. Holds up, and now we'll play it off the boards. To Giacomo, back the other way. Runs into traffic, and it hits Brian Lindley. He'll just play it down. Reich will pick it up in his own zone, up to Mike Rich. Unable to handle it, trying to push out one more time, unable. Back down it goes. Circling around the number 24, Patrick Barbado. There is a shot by Frost, that's a save. Tries one more time, another save, still loose. And scrambling for it behind the net, and they'll whistle it down. There's a quick shot that is blocked behind the net, picked up by Gian Greco. We'll play it around over to Lindley. He'll air it up over to Reich. Off the boards, and he'll be up to Kevin Frost on his own right corner. We'll just cross over to McLaren. Upwards, runs into some traffic. They say it is not an offside. Play's going to yep, I do see the hand raised. It is an offside.
Good.
And oddly enough, it is not the official at the center line, but rather the one in the back. It's a shot, and that's why the net coming from Ryan Schaffner. Ebner tries center up, unable, knocked away. Gian Greco up to Lindley, poked away, back to Gian Greco. 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Lindley goes deep towards Gian Greco. He'll take a look. Now we'll just play around the boards over to Reich. Reich taking a look, now plays back over to Marino at the point. He'll wait, and now we'll just slap pass it over to the right corner. Runs into the official. Back over to Lindley. He'll play back to Sean Cassidy at the point. A return over to Lindley. Holds up, tries a shot. That hits somebody, and it goes wide of the net. Is Reich one more time. Centers over to Lindley. Back to the point. Shot by Marino. Hits the crossbar. And back the other way. Trying to break that goose egg. But it's going to be off the boards. And back to Gian Greco. Crosses one more time. Here's a chance. And unable to get the shot off. Back to Hoffman at the point. He'll give it over to Gian Greco if he can handle it. Unable, they'll clear out. Kamoshi will backtrack with 3:40 remaining in regulation. Left side, poke check. Hoffman will take it behind the net. Trying to look for a wraparound chance, but he'll be forced back to the corner. Drop over to Jux. Tries a shot wide of the net. Is going to be back over to Reich behind the net. He'll take it himself. Centers up one more time. Back over to Kamoshi. He'll wind up. Shot goes high of the net, off the back of the net. And it's back to Hoffman. As we approach the 3-minute mark, more than a 3-goal deficit, we will have a running clock. Reich centers to Hoffman, trying to settle it down, unable, and here come the Lock Monsters back the other way. Trying to slide it, it's going to be a breakaway. Tries a shot, he scores! So there goes the shutout. Patrick Barbado breaks it, but they are still down by 4 with 2:44 remaining, and we will have a timeout, so that clock will stop. So can you score 4 goals in less than 3 minutes? That is the question. Because such a feat is very rare. We have saw the Reapers the other week complete 4 goals in 1 period, but in such a short time span with 2:44 remaining. Even for the Lock Monsters, I'm not sure they're capable of doing that, but we'll see. I mentioned at the top that there are multiple players who have double digits in the points column. You have Tony DiGiacomo with 14 points, Keith Meister 16, Kevin Frost with 12. I did not see Nick Christopoulos on the floor today, and Kevin Ebner has 13 points. So if you're going to attempt a comeback, these are the guys to go to. But otherwise, this would be a huge win for the Empire. Not only getting their first cup in 5 years, but taking down one of the best teams in the RSHL. Here's Sean Cassidy. He'll drop it over to Lindley, runs into traffic. Pushed in by Kamoshi. Picked up by Kevin Frost for Lock Monsters, who will play it off the left end boards. Barbado crosses to Meister. Unable to settle it. Centers one more time. Whiffs the shot. He'll play off the boards towards Cassidy. Knocked down. Lindley upwards to Cassidy. Tries to clear out. Unable. Cassidy blocks that pass. They're going to attempt it one more time. In the slot. Passes back. At the point, Kevin Frost. He'll play off the boards. Back to the left corner. Tries a shot. Knocked away. As John Greco will center up. Play off the boards. But it's an offside against the Empire. But that clock continues to run because we still have a 4-goal deficit. So time quickly running out for the Lock Monsters. Back over to Frost. And he'll just dump it and covered up by Parlanti. And that's pretty much the best thing you can do for the Empire. Just keep that clock running. And back it goes to the Empire. They are only 80 seconds away from their first title in 5 years. And it's going to be an icing, and it'll come back. But they'll take any way to kill the clock. With 1 minute remaining, the Empire are about to make the 5 years worth it, as it will float over towards the bench. It goes out of play and another stoppage, but again the clock continues to run with 42 seconds remaining.
Empty.
The net is empty for the Lock Monsters. Is just pretty much drawing a dead hand here, as that one goes down for icing. With that much time, there's just no way for them to come back. Back over to Frost. At least try to help their stats at the last second. And tries to go for the empty net. It is still onside. Frost, one more time. Shot save. They'll try to clear one more time. Still in with 7 seconds.
5 seconds.
But the Empire, one last shot and one last goal, but that doesn't matter. The Empire has just slayed the beast. They are the new A-Division champions. whistle will count, but that doesn't matter at this point. The Empire has claimed their first cup in 5 years. Took us such a long time, and especially those that have been on the team all these years. Greg Perlanti, especially, who's been leading this team as a goaltender. But they had done it against one of the best teams in the league. The Lock Monsters streak has finally been broken. So now they are just waiting for the prize that they have been working for all these years. And considering that we're just over a week away from Christmas, this is the best gift that they're going to have. Dan Greco the first to lift it up for the Empire. And Greg Perlanti, after all these years, finally gets to lift the cup. And he'll pass it along.
Stay stand, baby.
Here's Steve Marino, and now we'll pass it over to Ryan Reich. Who's going to be next? It's going to be Brian Lindley, who has been a former Dark Knight who had recently joined the Empire, and Mike Rich, just for a short time, holds on to it.
There's an asterisk on there.
Eric Hoffman, and we'll pass it along.
Robin's turn.
There's Sean Cassidy on now. Robin Jux holds on to the cup.
No handies. No handies. Oh, yeah.
And Mark Hamoshi, another player, has been waiting to hold the cup for all these years.
Back to the couch. Yeah.
And now they're going to head over to the scoreboard, make this official.
Shirts off picture? Mike, it's a shirts off picture. Shirts off picture. Yeah, I didn't mean the bag. It's a shirts off picture. I'm in the bag. Shirts off picture.
I knew he was gonna do it.
What's great?
They're just waiting for goaltender Greg Perlanti. But many of these players have been waiting to hold the cup ever since they joined the Empire.
In the middle, let the goalie in the middle.
Oh, yeah. At least we're not the Buffalo Bills.
One of the photographers just threw a little jab at a certain NFL team. But we'll be back with a wrap-up.
I'm going to text over my girlfriend.
I am here with defenseman Mark Hamoshi, a former goaltender, if you remember back from, it was last year, I believe, where you gave a game-winning goal. Yeah, you remember?
Yeah, even though it went off of Lindley's knee, but we won't say that.
Yeah.
We won't say that. We won't say that.
So, first off, we got to talk about Greg Perlanti, those two spectacular glove saves. That is one of the best I've seen from him. Your thoughts on him?
Yeah, Greg played stand-up. He deserved this also. I mean, with him, with us losing the 3 seasons, or the last 2, and then winning this one, I think he really deserved it too. So he deserves a big round of applause.
And you have been in this league for many years. You've played for the Dark Knights as a goaltender. You've played for the Empire for a few seasons now. And what's it like to finally hold that cup that's sitting right next to you?
I mean, I'll tell you, Daniel. I mean, this is big. I mean, I know that last you got to hold it too.
Yeah.
Last game too. So
Yes.
I'm proud of you also. But yeah, it means a lot. It's big, you know. So But it's good. Hard work, the whole team, you know, so it feels good.
Yeah, I can't wait to get. Well, they don't put the players' names on there like they do on the.
We'll put your name on it. We'll put your name on it.
Yeah, they don't do it like they do in the NHL. They have the teams' names in there. There is one more thing that I have for you on camera. Remember a few years ago when you wanted to do an interview with me and you taunted the other team? Well, guess what? I can put it here. Take a look at this. All right, here with Mark Moshi, the goaltender for the Dark Knights. Well, you've been scoring a lot of points this season.
I've been scoring a lot of points?
Well,
Yeah, so let me just say, all I want to do is I just want to talk about how shitty they did this other team. They are just horrible. They got a replacement goalie. I'm way better looking than him anyways. I think he has a big, longer, GPA anyway. You know, they've got Chris Lyons. He's old and horrible. He can't play anyways. And then they got, I don't even know any of their names. They got the Justinsons, his father and son. He shouldn't be playing anymore. He should be thrown out. The son should just be ejected just like him as well. But, you know, all in all, I think we're in for a good win. I'm saying we're going to score 10 goals against Greg. And they might get one if they're, you know, they need to shoot towards me, you know, so.
Whatever you say.
I think that's really it. That's all I got. Hey, I appreciate it, my friend. Let's have a great game. Yeah, good commentary.
So there you have it. The Evil Empire, after all these years, finally claim a Carolina Cup and up against a huge team. It took a combination of some great offense and some great goaltending. So you got to feel so good for these guys. We have another season coming up for you next month, so keep an eye out for that. One last time from the XL Sports World, this is Daniel Wilson. We'll see you next season. The RSHL is supported by AllBlackHockeySticks.com, the stick of choice for many players of the RSHL. It is a very light and durable stick for only $89. AllBlackHockeySticks.com.